Hello and welcome. My name is Salvatore Oliva, and I am the director and coordinator of the Progressive Fighting System in Europe. This, my third video, deals principally with the use of the baton as an offensive and defensive instrument. We'll begin showing exercises to develop many attributes such as timing, sensitivity, footwork, coordination, etc., etc. After, we will go on to the program of defense and attack with the baton, empty hands, and with the baton, respectively. We will develop everything gradually in order to facilitate the learning process. Thank you and enjoy the video. We'll begin showing you the angles of attack, and later we'll continue with the program, with the leg work, with the exercises to develop some attributes like coordination, timing, footwork, and later we'll move on step by step to the self-preservation program. We'll begin showing the first angles of attack. Okay? We have angle 1, angle 2, angle 3, angle 4, angle 5, angle 6, angle 7, angle 8, angle 9, angle 10, angle 11, angle 12. There are 12 angles in our program. We have 36. Some sectors number the angulation. For some, this is angle 1. For others, this is angle 2. Angle 3, angle 4, and on the other hand, for others, this is angle 3, 5, 6. In the end, it isn't important, because the angle of attack is always the same. In the self-perfection program, we will basically concentrate on 3 angles. That is, the exterior diagonal angle, interior, both above and below, or in the middle. This is the same side, above, middle, or below, or the thrust. But the thrust is utilized very little. The first angles, thanks Vinci, the first angles that we will really try in the street, like solar plexus, are angle 1, angle 2, angle 3, angle 4. Those are the first programs, the first basic street attacks. Later, we'll move on to concentrate on those, but we'll begin the program with the self-perfection section, and later we'll go into it more deeply. Now let's go to the leg work. We'll show you the angles that we have in the leg work, when we have to exit the line of attack and in what angle. Therefore, the exterior angle, the interior angle, both forward and backwards. Why is the leg work so important? Simple. We have to learn to exit from the line of attack in a way that allows us to enter back in. Okay? Penetrating. That is, perforating the adversary. When I exit outside the line of attack, the adversary finds himself on a point. The terminology that we use in JKD Kali, what I often use in the academy, is zero pressure. At that moment, when I enter in that area of zero pressure, the adversary no longer has power. He's left without power. In that moment, I enter with elbow and head strikes. If the adversary had a knife or baton, I would block and I would return outside. I'll show you the first basic steps. We will begin with angle 1. angle 2, angle 3, angle 4, angle 5, angle 6, angle 7, angle 8. Okay? Again, first angle, angle 2, third, fourth, fifth, sixth, seventh, and eighth. It can be the reverse. We can also combine them. No longer is it 1 and 2, rather it is 1 and 2, 3 and 4, 5 and 6, depending on the movement. I'm going to do an example. If it is empty hands, it is very simple. He attacks me, jab. If I remained still, I'd receive the punch. For that, I exit outside the line. This movement, 45 degrees. He arrives, I exit outside. But in that moment, I want to use these elements. Fingers in the eyes, or the fist. On the other hand, I exit outside the line. I insist. The fingers in the eyes, finger jab, fist, hand to the throat, finger jab, gunting. After, I combine it all. Gunting, finger jab, or gunting, finger jab, and I return. Or I am in the exterior part. If I go along another line of attack with the jab, I exit toward this line. And this would be the movement. Again, this is 1 and this is 2. In the moment in which I exit from the line, I return inside with finger jab to the eyes, with a punch, with an elbow, and I return like this. We're going to link all the movements, all the techniques. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, always loosely. Okay? Always very loosely. 1, 2, 3, 4. On the other side, 1, gunting, finger jab, gunting, finger jab, or gunting, finger jab, or we go directly to the exterior. On the outside, and to return a second time. Jab, the fist, finger jab, and I come back to do a pak, final movement. And he blocks and we exit outside. Again, block and I exit outside. Very slowly. 1, 2, 3. Another technique is 1, 2, 3, 4. Or we're going to combine. On the outside. Strike the biceps. We return here. Or we're going to work here on the central line. Therefore, leg work is important. I can move back, the fist, to move back like this, and to return a second time. Okay? On the other side, it isn't important. It isn't important. I wanted to show you, with the sticks, the leg work. For example, the exit and the entrance. I'll show you the same example with the baton. Please, Vinci. The attack, we leave the numeration angle 1 or angle 2. Attack with the exterior or interior angle, or above, or in the middle, or below. Attack toward the first angle, striking the face. The movement, if I don't block it, is this. He strikes. I have to exit from here. 2 variations. One is this. I exit outside, and the other is this. I exit outside, but it is important to know that if he strikes this here, I can't move toward him. If not, I receive the strike. Therefore, I have to exit outside the line of attack. Notice, I go behind to let his strike pass. With the baton, if he attacks me with the baton, I take a step back. With the baton, I'm going to strike slowly. Okay? I'm going to strike the fingers. I go back, he arrives, and I strike, and I enter a second time. If I go on the outside, to the right side, he attacks one side. I exit, I'm always going to strike his fingers, but he always strikes the baton. Okay? So, he comes, he always strikes the baton. So, he comes, I strike the baton, I exit outside, but now, he comes, the objective is the fingers. Later he comes, I strike the baton, I return a second time, and I'm going to strike on this line of attack. From the other side, the same. On the other side, I exit outside. I strike on the hand, on the forearm, or on the head. I strike the baton to strike in diagonal. I exit outside here. Later, he attacks a second time. Come. Or with the fist. Or with the thrust. Or with slash. Or with fan. Or with any other technique. Now I'll show you each angle. I'll show you all the exercises. First statically, later in movement. Now I'll show you some exercises and later leg work, blocks, defenses, and entrances. Vinci, please. We begin with 2 or 3 very basic exercises, okay? And later we're going to go deeper into the program. Slash, 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 1, 2, 3, 4. Leg work, the same. 1, 2, 3, 4. Above again, slash, slash, below, above. On the other side. Again. 1, 2, 3, 4. Now the reverse. We're going to include the kick now. Closer, please. Kick. 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 Because in combat, he wants to knock me out from the interior angle. What I'm going to do in the short distance is to strike on his hand, and very few times on the baton. Stop. Let it be clear, a strike like this totally disarms the adversary. You're never going to look for the disarm. Never. You always strike the fingers, okay? Or else, at the moment in which he is about to strike, you throw a strike to the face. But I guarantee you that it is much safer to strike the fingers at this distance, here in the training, because he attacks me, and I'm going to strike his fingers. The strike passes, or he loses the baton. 2 variations. I enter a second time, with the baton and with the kick. Very simple. For that, we have to integrate all the elements. First, we're going to be familiar with the angles. Later, the leg work. Later, we add the kick. Later, we'll include the fist. And later, we're going to close the distance. There are 7 distances. Today, we'll concentrate on 3. The long, the medium, and the short distance. Long range, middle range, or sombrada range, and close quarter range. Let's go again. Kick. Kick. The adversary advances with a kick. We're going to intercept him. It might be that I strike his fingers, or with another strike, I'm going to do the kick. He has to learn to stop it, to intercept the strike, like this, destroying the attack, and counterattack. To enter a second time, with the fist. If he has a baton, with the baton. If he doesn't have the baton, we go into empty hands. In the JKD Street Fighting program, we see all the distances. It is a very simple program, but very effective. Then, 1, 2, 3, kick, Now, without interception, 1, 2, 3, kick. Later, interception, 1, 2, 3, kick. Now he's going to intercept me. Change, 1, 2, 3, change, 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 change. The first combination. Place yourself here, please. Here. Next exercise. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay? We come back a second time. Okay? And we're going to link the strike. Okay? Again. In this exercise, it's the same. The important thing is to close the distance and to strike the adversary. They are very simple concepts, but tremendously effective.
Slash, 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 pump.
And now I enter a second time. Fist. It is important to know all the angles of attack so that we can begin to defend ourselves and to enter a second time. Again. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, slash, entrance, fist. Again. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, fist. In the training, I'll continue striking here. It's the same as a cross in boxing. But in a training session, it is body mechanic, to use all the body, with all the body. Not 1 and 2, like this. Together. Again, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And later we include the knee strike. And now the knee comes in. Very fluidly, okay? Now we'll begin with the leg work. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And now back. It's the same technique. It's not worth anything. The important thing is to train with the right and with the left. To simulate, like this. With the right, with the left. It's the same. And I enter a second time, or with the fist, or with the elbow. They are very simple techniques, but very efficient. But before beginning with these exercises, to develop the attributes like sensitivity, body coordination, we're going to take a look at the self-perfection program. We'll look at it at a glance until getting to the second part of the program, the self-preservation, where we'll simulate combat. For example, it might happen that he attacks, I enter, I block. Here we are in the self-perfection program. I enter, I disarm, I return in a second time. He lets it pass. And he also disarms me. And we are going into empty hands combat. Or the other example that we have, he attacks, I enter, I disarm, I want to enter. He, before disarming, is going to break the arm joint, and he enters a second time. He opens there and enters with an elbow strike or knee strike to the face. It is important then to begin to move ourselves and to know all the distances, space. Let's go on to the next program. Now we go to the disarm program. First, don't fixate on the weapons. Second, we practice the disarms during the class to develop a certain sensitivity, because it might happen that we find ourselves at any time at close quarter combat distance, in which you enter from the middle distance to go to the close quarter combat, in order to close the distance, and that way try to finish the combat, end the combat. Therefore, it might be that the baton is at a certain angle and the arm is on the outside. You're going to strike. He blocks. You're going to disarm with a second movement and finish with head strikes, knee strikes, elbows. The baton is here. He blocks. You disarm, knee, head. But don't fixate too much, okay? I teach some disarms in my class because it is logical. It's necessary to learn to develop this sensitivity because it might happen that the baton makes contact with the body and you'll get into a fix. But don't pay too much attention. To strike, enter inside and disarm because you will receive a beating, okay? You must avoid this. You strike the arm, you enter inside, you strike with the fist, knees, elbows, fingers in the eyes, fan with the upper part of the baton. I'll show you 2 or 3 disarms and later we'll go on to the next program. Angle. Number 1. From the exterior toward the interior. I'm going to stop. Self-perfection, okay? Very softly, okay? I'm going to stop. I'm going to strike and I'm going to apply the first disarm, okay? Second disarm. 1, 2, 3. The first, 1, 2, 3. The second, 1, 2, 3, 4. Inside deflection. Umbrella. 1, 2. Widdick. The same. 1, I strike and disarm. Or I can move. Strike, grab the wrist, and disarm. In that way. We have many disarms. Or another, inside deflection, I'm going to strike, and while I strike, I enter with the hand, and I'm going to disarm. On the other side, from here, in the first angle of attack, I block, stop, enter, snake, and I disarm. Again. I disarm, okay? Again. 1, and I disarm. Second, umbrella. I disarm. The third, Widdick. The same. I disarm without striking before. 1, 2. With the fan, 3. Disarm. I move slowly. This strike is clearly not here, but here. Because in this method, we're going to strike the fingers. And I come back in a second movement to the face and disarm. The third, he enters, I strike. Normally here, but in training, here. I let him pass. 1. I'm going to strike his face, and after, in a second move, I'm going to disarm here with this movement. 1 and 2. The next disarm that we have, one thing is important. When he enters with that angle, this is self-perfection. In the self-preservation program, I don't look for these things. I'm going to strike. I come back with the second movement. I strike, and I'm here, breaking his arm. And later, I enter again. And nobody tells me I have to finish the fight with the baton. Because it might be that I strike, enter, strike, I leave the baton. I enter inside, and I go for the eyes. Strangulation, or also eyes, throat, and I take him to the ground to finish with punches or with other techniques. Nobody tells me I have to finish with the baton. Or from umbrella, the same. I can go to strike, he can block, he blocks. No one says I have to fight with the baton. I leave the baton, and I enter into hand-to-hand combat. He enters, he blocks me, I leave the baton, and I enter. Fingers in the eyes, okay? And I finish in empty hands. Okay, next program. The next angle. From the exterior toward the interior. 1. In training, I strike on the baton. In another way. On the arm. 1, 2. Snake again. Disarm. Okay? Again, slowly. Disarm. Closer. Come. 1 and 2. I move slowly. 1 and 2. In reality, in self-preservation, which we'll see afterwards, fist. But in training, where we have to develop some attributes, leg work, timing, when I have to strike, the coordination, We're going to do this program and later we'll go to the self-preservation program. Again, 1 and 2. The next disarm is 1, grab here. I open and disarm. Now I can disarm toward that direction, but I don't like it because here we have the adversary, or else I move the baton and apply pressure in order to disarm toward the face. But I don't really do it. We're going to simulate. And I disarm him on that side. He arrives, I grab, disarm on that side. The next disarm. He arrives, umbrella, and disarm. Also, it is logical, when I disarm, at that moment, I go for the fingers, okay? In training, I go against the baton. He arrives, I'm going to strike the eyes to disarm, and I'm going to strike at that same time. He arrives, I enter inside and disarm. The next disarm, on this side. Angle 2, 1, disarm, next disarm, disarm, okay? His angle 3, the horizontal angle. Opposition, 1, I block, I return, the same disarm, very loosely. He arrives, and disarm. Another disarm that we have, he returns, I strike, above, and I'm going to disarm. The other side, very simply. Angle 3, I strike, disarm. Another possibility, I strike, enter above, and disarm. Angle 4 is the same, disarm, or this disarm. This program is self-perfection, and let it be clear, if I disarm the adversary, he can counterattack. Disarm. The fight doesn't end here. There is the counterattack. We're going to see all of this in the end. You will see everything in a very easy way. Briefly, therefore, for example, I go toward angle 2. He does outside deflection and later enters inside with the arm and does a snake disarm. Baton, slowly. Disarm. The fight doesn't end here. Undoubtedly for me, no. I'll explain why. Closer. He disarms, disarm, I enter inside, and I take him to the ground. Or like this. He strikes the arm, disarm, he returns, angle 1. I am also going to disarm, and we come back to the hand-to-hand combat program. If he has the baton, it's the same to me. I enter inside to perforate him. With elbow strikes, for example, again, closer. I disarm, I leave the baton, turn, and I take him to the ground. The next possibility that we have here, disarm. 1, 2. That is a possibility. Attack 1. Instead of going to the disarm, given that I won't look for the disarm, I enter here. Push, knees, elbows, breaking the neck. I'm going to safeguard in a very efficient way my life. Those are some angles of attack with some disarms from the self-perfection program. I recommend that you don't pay too much attention to the disarms. Combat is not made up of disarms. Combat is very rough, brutal, violent, aggressive, without rules. We'll begin with the self-preservation program. After each angle of attack, I'm going to block in a very aggressive way. For now, not very violently, so that you can learn more easily. The defense and the entrance.
Okay.
The attack in this angle, from the exterior toward the interior, okay? The first attack. He attacks like this. My defense is very simple. I position myself, okay? When he arrives, if my baton is like this, in this position, for now I am here. If my baton is like this, I can't do this movement. Defense, if my baton is here, I can't do 1 and 2, because, notice, the strike enters. For that, you must use the economic motion of Jeet Kune Do, as Bruce Lee said. If the baton is here, it doesn't change anything. You must adapt yourself to the position in which I'm in. Then, the first attack, he arrives. I'm going to block very simply. In reality, we stay in the basic program of self-preservation. He arrives, I block, without going to strike again, okay? Attack above, I block, he arrives, I block, now I enter in another time. He attacks, and I strike in a second move. He attacks, okay? Very simple. A very simple block, 1 and 2, fast. It's difficult to see it. From the other side, he arrives, 1, baton, I block, 2 and 3. In the training, we must do it like this, but in combat, he enters, I strike on the fingers, and I enter in a second time. I'm going to simulate it again. Attack, angle, forget about the numeration, from the interior to the exterior, or from the exterior to the interior. He arrives, and I enter. Careful, for your safety, in case I fail. Enter, very simple. The last time, he arrives, 2. Angle number 2. For beginners, at the beginning, they learn the numeration. For the advanced students, I attack from the interior toward the exterior or from the exterior toward the interior, okay? Opposition. Forget about self-perfection now. We're going for self-preservation, to preserve our life. He attacks. I'm going to block. I don't block like this because he enters and perforates me. But I'm going to oppose, going to resist, okay? And I'm going to pressure. I block and apply pressure, and even fists, elbows, knees, heads, bites, fingers in the eyes, everything, to save your life, okay? I force the attack again. Attack, I block. Again, with the entrance in the second time, he attacks. 1, in that way. Or with the thrust, okay? It can be here, here, or here. Personally, I prefer the thrust. I do it here, here, or here. Again, on the other side. From the exterior toward the interior. He arrives. 1. Next angle. 2. With angle horizontal to the body. He arrives. I oppose. If the baton is like this, if I am in this combat position, I'm moving, I am here, I go here. If I did this movement, I would get here, I go here. By the way, I'm not going to do this movement, because here I return in a second time. Okay? He enters, horizontal strike, here or here. It isn't important. Also, it can be here, horizontal, okay? It's the same. My block is always the same. And I return in a second time. First step. Come. High to the face. First step. 1. Second. 2. Third. 3. And the fourth. 4. Okay?
Ok?
We see it over two fundamental points. To the body from the exterior toward the interior, okay?
Lui arriva,
He arrives, I block.
bloccaggio.
He arrives, I block.
E ora di
And now I enter to strike his face.
a colpirlo al volto. Attacca,
Attack, and I enter. I enter. Again,
nuovo. Lui arriva,
just like before. From the other side, he arrives, I enter. You see how I close the distance? We don't give the adversary the chance to enter with the fist. No,
io rientro,
I return with one. Notice my arm.
il mio braccio. Pam, due,
Two, again,
di nuovo.
here to the body.
Pam,
Notice the elbow.
boom.
Here,
Così,
here, or here.
così.
Strike.
Tutto.
Because here I could still strike the adversary. Again, he attacks. Come,
Attacca.
I enter.
Su questa
It is
parte
very simple.
opposto,
The same, I oppose the force. For now, we have two possibilities.
possibilità.
Come. I oppose, or I let it pass. Now I am only opposing the force. He arrives, the same,
Uno.
just like before. Now like this, though no one would ever enter like this. Never. But if he enters, that kind of angle, it is very simple. It is easy, and you enter in a second time. He arrives, I block.
Block.
This movement, he arrives, I block, strike. These are some basic angles of self-preservation. But the angles, thanks, the angles of street attacks, I remind you again, we'll get to that theme, are 1, 2, 3, and the leg, 4. Empty hands program, defense against baton attack. Something that I haven't mentioned yet, I'll say now. There are people who use the baton like this. And there are people who use the baton like this. I prefer to use the baton like this, because here I could still strike the adversary. But you can use it like this. Personally, I prefer this way. From this side of the camera. Attack from the exterior toward the interior, to the body. We're going to move forward and oppose. We don't let it pass. The first attack, I enter inside, 1. I'm going to close. He, 1. I'm going to block here. Later, I strike here, shoulder, biceps, and press, or to the face. Step by step, slowly. And later again, everything. Don't enter like this. The strike passes and it will strike us. Lower, close up, and you go below to perforate the adversary. He arrives, 1, a little more aggressively. He arrives, 1. Automatically, he'll hurt himself to the shoulder and the biceps. He arrives, 1, close. 2. The next possibility that we have, knees, elbows, breaking the neck. I'm going to safeguard in a very efficient way my life. He enters, 1, 2, elbow, the shoulder, horizontal, like this, biceps. 3rd, arm break. 4th, elbow. And 5th, knee. Another possibility that you have, he arrives, 1, 2, 3. Another possibility that you have, he arrives, 1. Now simultaneously, no longer 1 and 2, but simultaneously. He arrives, 1, 2, 3. Strike, push. 4th. Again. Close. He enters. 1, 2, 3, knee. Again, very loosely, from the other side. 1, 2, 3, 4. Another possibility that we have. 1. Notice here, this causes damage. 3, 4, 5. Okay? Without striking your partner. The next possibility, he enters. 1, 2, 3. Notice. I take him down, striking the leg. Again. He arrives. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. Elbows, knees, heads, bites, fingers in the eyes, everything. To save your life, okay? He enters. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. Of course here, various punches. Elbows, simple. Next attack. From the exterior side to the interior. Always to the face. Above. He attacks. Stop a minute. Here you still have the time to enter. But if you can't, the strike will reach us. Again, stop a minute. Here. There is no power. This is the point of zero pressure. Here the power is still 0. 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 100. Maximum power. Here you can't allow yourselves to enter with that angle. The strike will reach you. Unless, I'll show you the correct method. To exit. Exit outside that attack without receiving the hit. Good. He attacks. You anticipate with both arms. Okay? Elbow. Knee. Again. He enters. 1, 2, 3. Again. He enters. 1, 2, 3. Next. Because there are situations in which I could be against the wall, I can't move or escape. Then we use this technique. 1, 2, 3. But if there is no wall, I create a wall. Because if I was here against the wall, he attacks me toward that angle of the camera, like this, it can be seen better. Attack. No longer am I going to anticipate it and disarm. Rather, here I have the wall. Also, it might be a shop window. He arrives, I exit outside, and here I enter inside. Again, slowly. First possibility, 2, 3, and 4. The second possibility, he does a thrust with power. Thrust. If you do it correctly, I guarantee that. Enter with force. I guarantee that it works. He enters. Okay? He loses balance. In that moment, now notice what happens. Notice now, this arm. Strike. And do a pretty rotation. He arrives. 1, 2. I'm not going to do it now because I could hurt my partner a lot. Like this. 1, 2. Another possibility. I exit outside. Okay, again. From that side of the camera. First possibility. 2. If I am close, come. We no longer go with the knee strike, but with the sweep. If I am far, knee strike. 2. And I take him to the ground. Another possibility, he attacks outside. I let it pass. Okay? Middle angle. He attacks. I'm going to make a wedge. He enters. Block. Notice. 2 elbow strikes. He arrives. 1, 2, 3. Very fluidly. 1, 2, 3, 4. And later there are also the kicks. 1, 2, 3, 4. Other side. Wedge. Resistance.
Bam, bam. Boom.
Inside. Loosely. 1, 2, 3. With real looseness of, notice on that arm. 2. It's already here. It's already here for the break. Inside. Eyes. Again, very loosely. 1, 2. You have to be loose in training. He arrives,
Boom, boom, boom. Fam.
and we take him to the ground to finish. Thanks. Let's go on to the next program. Sombrada. Always checking. Always checking. Now I'm going to do the disarm, for example. I enter and he does the disarm. Empty hands. We enter into the clinch. I strike with the knee, with the elbow, fingers to the eyes, head strikes. Okay? I pull him, I take him to the ground. Here we are in a ground fight. We are fighting. He puts himself here. Here he wants to do a bar. With my knee, I get on top of him and press, okay? It can happen that he falls on this side in the training, and it is like this. Instead of applying the bar here, he's the one who does it. And I'm going to strike. And now I see that I can take the baton, and he, too, sees it. That we also simulate in training. Grab the baton, he's going to strike me, and I enter. We go to the ground to fight. This is a more advanced program. Again, once again, very softly. Sombrada, disarm, fist. Okay? Sombrada. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Now, I integrate the fist. Fist. Now, the kick. Now, the disarm. Okay? I attack again. He disarms. Break. Fist. Different punches. Elbows. Head strikes. Knees. Ground. And we fight. Softly. He sees the baton. He grabs it. We fall to the ground. Loosely. Very loose. Okay? We link a series of punches, elbows, fingers to the eyes. Okay? Baton. Okay?
Bam, bam, bam.
We go inside to try the strangulation.
Boom, boom.
And we're going to neutralize him. We have to train it a lot and do it very fluidly.
Molto sotto adesso.
Thanks. Let's go to the next distance. The close quarter combat range. In the following distance, we reduce the distance. Close quarter combat range. Good, let's go to the short distance. We are here in the sombrada, for example. Here, I return, he blocks. That serves to learn to finish the strike, the combat. Strike, 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 strike. Okay, we're going to do an exercise to improve sensitivity. We always strike here. We simulate the strike that in reality is applied to the face or thrust. Now we will include the first strike. Slash, slash, and I enter. The partner does the same. Slash, slash, and we continue. The next combination, the fan. 1, 2, 1 and 2. We continue. The partner does the same. 1, 2, we continue. Slash. Hue bud. Fan. Fan. We continue. Slash. Strike. Fan. 1, 2. We continue. Slash here. I let it pass, and I return in hu bud. Sensitivity exercise. Slash, disarm,
Pam.
attack, slash, disarm, snake, and hu bud. A very simple exercise. Hu bud. Fan,
Go pam, pam, pam.
2 times. Fan, or 3. Horizontal slash. Swast to the face. Fan 2 times. Or I enter inside. He blocks. Fan 2 times. And we continue. Vertical slash. 1. Horizontal. We let it pass and he returns. Hu bud. Like this. Sensitivity.
Pam, 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 pam.
We continue. 2 slashes. Swast. Thrust.
Pam, pam, pam.
2 fans. Slash. Thrust. Or even 2 here. Slash. Slash. And we let it pass and we enter hu bud. This is how we begin to learn. Sombrada. All the distances. Hu bud range.
Bam.
Here. Now he attacks with fist,
Con pugno.
pack, and enter. He attacks and I defend. Now he blocks, does a pack, and enters here with fist. I block, not here, but here. And I return in a second time and we go here to simulate. I return to hu bud. Nothing new. Pack, punch, not here, here, not here. Knee strike, and we return. This is how we learn to fight. Angle 2.
Boom.
And we enter inside. Hu bud. Fan,
Pam, pam.
double slash, swast, or disarm. And I enter inside with slash.
Slash. Oh.
Or here. We're going to strike twice. Swast. Here, we're going to sink and take him to the ground. To finish him. Okay? Here, slash, slash, swast. In training, careful. We go here, not here, here. And we're going to finish.
Bam.
This is the medium distance. Thanks. Now he is going to attack me with only 1 baton. And he'll try to take me to the ground. Attack above, and I block. And he'll strike below, on the leg. But not to strike, but to enter inside. Grab and take me to the ground. Let's go to the ground now. It doesn't change anything. Fists, elbows, heads. We link a series of punches. Everything. Let's go to the JKD hand-to-hand combat program. He does a feint, grabs, he takes me to the ground. The arms go here. Grab, take me down. I grab, fists, again. One possibility is this. Another possibility, he grabs, he takes me down, I grab, and strangle. And fingers to the eyes. We're going to see another possibility. He attacks and grabs both legs. It's no problem. I grab, press here, okay? I press. Here I block the neck. I block, okay? And I'm careful that he doesn't grab the baton. If he doesn't grab the baton, I distance myself. Eyes. Kick with the heel. Or here. First possibility. The second possibility, we are here. He grabs the baton. Before he strikes, again, he grabs the baton. I grab his arm. With this leg, I press, I grab his arm, and with this hand, I enter. Eyes. It is a delicate point. Eyes. Elbow strike. He releases the baton automatically. 1, 2. Or I release the baton. To finish, we recommend that you train as much as you can in order to always be prepared to confront any situation.
Alla prossima. Ciao.